friendship that'll never ever end.
Run!
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Reaction video 676. In that neighborhood, my brothers and sisters. Finally, final freaking. It is that time of the week when we get to let out our inner geek. Because we're going back to who? AJ from the Y Files. Back to the Y Files, Bean Team. It has been a while since we last went to the Y Files. And the title of the video is The Seventh Experiment. Lacerta reveals the truth of our creation. Now, long story short, story long, I have no idea who the freak or what the freak of Lacerta is, Bean Team. But I will say this, man. Just by looking at AJ thumbnail to this video, if I had to make a prediction, I think Lacerta is an alien, you know, from outer space who actually knows the origins of humanity. Hell, Lacerta probably the one who created us. I don't know, Bean Team. But as y'all can see, I'm excited to get into it and find out. But before we do that, Bean Team, y'all know what y'all got to do. Get whatever you may need. Get what you need, please. We are back to AJ from the Y Files. Y'all got what y'all need. Y'all ready to go? Then let's and go.
This episode of the Y Files is brought to you by PDS Debt. On December 16th, 1999, three things happened in Old K's office. His pencil levitated, his coffee froze solid, and the woman sitting across from him wasn't human. Old K had built his career debunking every alien story, every paranormal claim, every supernatural sighting. He'd seen every trick, he knew every technique. His articles had ruined careers and earned him a reputation as a tough professional skeptic. But now his pencil was floating above his desk. The being across from him called herself Lacerta. She told him how humanity was created and how it would end. And she could prove it. The world's most notorious UFO skeptic was about to understand why some stories can't be debunked.
Get whatever you may need. Back to the Y Files, y'all. I'm so freaking excited, man. It has been a while, seriously, since we last watched the video from the Y Files. Shout out to Hecklefish. Gotta say shout out to Hecklefish. And it's crazy that AJ said not only do Lacerta know how the human race was started, but she said she know how it's gonna end too. Very, very interesting. Let's get past the commercial. Goddamn. AJ with this long ass commercial. I'm gonna take it back right here and let's do it.
Old K arrived early to set up his equipment. One camera, one tape recorder. That's all Lacerta allowed. Every hoaxer had rules. He didn't argue, he figured he'd be out in an hour. The story was obviously fake. Lacerta claimed to be from a race of beings living deep within the earth.
What is it?
Some say they're shapeshifters. They don't change shape, they change the way the human brain sees them.
What is it?
They're highly evolved and intelligent with extremely advanced technology. They are
What is it?
reptilians.
Lizard people!
Lizard people.
The Lacerta files appeared online in the early 2000s. They're transcripts of two interviews, one from 1999 and one from 2000. A journalist known as Old K spoke with a female reptilian who calls herself Lacerta when she's with humans. Apparently, we can't pronounce her real name. and mispronouncing someone's name in her culture is offensive.
This sounds like a millennial lizard, people. How old is she? Is she on TikTok?
She's 28 years old.
Checks out.
She was around 5'5" and humanoid. Her skin was pale green with brown dots, and her eyes were larger than human eyes with vertical slits for pupils. And when she blinked, a transparent membrane slid sideways across her eyes. Her species is called the Tern. They lived beneath the earth for millions of years in vast cities carved from solid rock. I linked to the full text, and you'll want to read it, but here's what matters. Lacerta knew things about ancient cultures, quantum mechanics, computer science. She said humans didn't evolve. We were engineered by aliens who needed slaves.
Yeah, Nunaki.
Right, they have many names.
The beings you call the Elohim, we knew them as the Illogim. They needed workers. They found primitive apes and began their experiments. But you aren't the first attempt. You're the 7th.
Whoa, wait, what? Humans are version 7?
Well, each version was an experiment. Create, test, destroy, then start again. The Illogim left Earth before finishing version 7. Now they're coming back to fix their mistake.
Uh-oh.
Lacerta's story began not with her species, but with ours. She said human evolution is a lie. We were created by aliens called the Illogim. They come from the star system we call Aldebaran.
I thought the Death Star blew up Alderaan.
Aldebaran.
What'd I say?
The Illogim arrived on Earth 1.5 million years ago to mine copper. This would require a large labor force. So they altered a primitive ape's genetics and created a new species to do the work. Version 1 was promising, but flawed, so they wiped it out and started again. And again. Lacerta says the evidence of these earlier versions is all around us. Archaeologists say the Great Pyramid of Giza was built around 2500 BC.
Fake news. It's way older than that.
Well, Lacerta agrees. The Egyptians didn't build the pyramids, they found them. The Great Pyramid was built 75,000 years ago by the 5th version of humanity. The underwater ruins near Bimini were built 16,000 years ago by the 6th version. Perfect angles cut into massive stone blocks using techniques we only mastered in the last century. The Illogim accelerated our evolution. Look at our timeline. 2 million years to improve a spear. Then in a few thousand years, writing, electricity, landing a man on the moon.
Well, that never happened. But you monkeys got to orbit. I'll give you that.
Fine. My point is, we went from hunter-gatherers to a spacefaring species in a fraction of the time it took to go from Homo habilis to Homo erectus.
Yeah.
And that's one of the most interesting things that I always think about a lot, y'all, when I think about this geeky stuff like this, is how in the freak did it take us so long to, like he said, create a spear, millions of years, create the wheel. You know what I'm saying? It took us so long back then, but now within a couple thousand years, we just advancing so fast, going to the moon. Like Hilkofish said, you monkeys landed on the moon. I give you credit for that, whatever he just said. But y'all get what I'm saying, man? Like technology is growing so fast now. And also, it's just so cool to think about the fact that, hey, man, Lacerta might not be lying, y'all. Maybe it was a version 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of humans before we got to this version 7 that we call humanity today. I'm just saying, because I don't want to take too long on it, but I got to talk about the pyramids again, Bean Team. How in the hell did they make those pyramids way back in the day? And not only how did they make them, how are they so perfect? You know what I'm saying, man? Like it's just perfect alignment, a perfect structure. And they did that way back in the day. Man, some aliens had to be helping or something. I don't know, BT. I'm just saying. Let's keep going.
Stop it. Our DNA contains genes that don't match our ancestors. Dr. James Gates found error-correcting code embedded in human DNA. Proof we were engineered, not evolved. Now, this is not a new concept. Almost every ancient culture tells the same creation story. Beings of light arrived in massive ships. They created humans, gave them knowledge. Not from kindness, they needed intelligent slaves. But not too intelligent. That's why they destroyed versions 5 and 6. Millions died because they asked too many questions.
How'd they whack a whole planet?
Earthquakes, volcanoes, sometimes floods.
Younger Dryas flood.
That was the last reset. Every culture has a flood myth because it happened. Lacerta expects the Illogim to return and finish their work. And we have no way to stop them. We don't have the technology to fight, and there's nowhere to hide. We can't go underground. Underground belongs to the lizards.
Yeah, that's the one scary thing about life too, y'all. Even if we knew if aliens let us know ahead of time that they was coming down to Earth, we couldn't do ish to stop it. You know what I'm saying? If they literally told us they coming down and they gonna enslave us, they gonna kill us, they just gonna wipe us clean, there would be nothing we could do to stop it, man. They so much far more further advanced than us. It's crazy to think about that ish. Let's keep going.
The Derinkuyu underground city in Turkey is a puzzle. 18 levels deep, almost 300 feet below the surface. It has a ventilation system, a fresh water system. Acoustic chambers are tuned to specific frequencies. It was allegedly built with Bronze Age technology, but the truth is nobody knows who built it or when.
Derinkuyu linked down in the old washtub.
According to Lacerta, Derinkuyu isn't an ancient human city. It's an entrance to the Turan civilization, a vast network of cities underground. Their main settlements are 14,000 feet below the Earth's surface, and each city is about 1.5 miles wide, carved into solid bedrock. At the center is the Column, a 700-foot tower. It regulates climate, generates artificial sunlight, and manages the airflow.
Oh, it's like a lizard Alexa.
I guess so, yeah.
Hey, Alexa.
Don't do that.
Hey, Alexa, write a dirty limerick about the crab cat.
Why did you do that? We have kids watching.
Fear the crab cat.
The hypogeum in Malta has similar mysteries. Discovered in 1902, this underground structure also features unusual acoustic properties. How the huge stones were cut is still debated.
Giants of Malta linked down in the old gibble goblet.
Cave systems in China reveal extensive tunnels. South American myths describe vast underground networks. Geological surveys have detected hollow spaces deep beneath the surface, but our technology can't reach them. There is one place underground that our technology can reach that's raised a few questions. Geologists studying the Chicxulub impact crater in the Yucatan Peninsula found layers of rock transformed by intense heat and pressure, but not from above, from below. According to Lacerta, these aren't random formations. They're scars, evidence of a war for copper. We know what killed the dinosaurs. An asteroid hit the Yucatan Peninsula about 66 million years ago. The impact left iridium in the geological record. But Lacerta says we have it backwards. The iridium wasn't from space. It was fallout from a nuclear weapon that used copper as fuel.
What's so fancy about copper?
When copper undergoes nuclear fusion under specific conditions, it creates elements that shouldn't exist.
Copper is a very important material. If you induce a high electromagnetic field in the right angle, you produce an overcrossing of fluctuating fields. The fusion of copper with other elements in such a magnetic radiation field chamber can produce a force field of special nature that is very useful for various technological tasks.
Oh, thanks, that clears it up. What is she talking about? I don't speak lizard.
She said copper can produce energy fields that can manipulate gravity, space, and time.
Wow.
UFOs use this for propulsion. The craft creates a field oppositely aligned with the Earth's magnetic field.
Oh, so now you speak lizard.
When the same poles from two magnets are close to each other, they create a repelling field. UFOs use copper fusion to create a field that pushes against the Earth's magnetic field. This is how they fly.
It actually makes sense.
Yeah, it do make freaking sense, Hecklefish. And that's the thing, man, about aliens, y'all. Like, and copper is a great example, but I'm saying like any type of material that we have on Earth, like steel or iron, you know what I'm saying? Any type of wood, any type of material that we use on Earth and how we use it, man, aliens probably use that ish in a completely different way and know how to manipulate it and do different things with it that we have never freaking thought of. This is so freaking cool, man. Freaking Lacerta. I'm on Lacerta's side right now. I'm believing her a little bit. Let's keep going.
But the magnetic field of the Earth is constantly moving. The UFOs have to adjust their alignment, and this is hard to do. Sometimes they fail. That's what happened in Roswell in 1947. 2 ships crashed. According to Lacerta, 2 alien species discovered Earth at the same time millions of years ago. Humanoids from Procyon arrived first. They built copper mines in Antarctica and Asia, and their ships filled the skies. Then another species arrived, reptilians with their own copper fusion technology, and they wanted Earth's copper. The Procyons refused to share. The war lasted months. The Procyons were winning until the reptilians deployed their ultimate weapon, a copper fusion bomb. It detonated in Yucatan. They expected it to kill all surface life while preserving mineral deposits, but something went wrong. Earth's seawater triggered a chain reaction, and the nuclear winter lasted 200 years. And most dinosaurs died, but some escaped underground. One species, an advanced iguanodon, evolved into the tern, Lacerta's ancestors. Before the extinction event, iguanodons were evolving to walk on two legs, and they were evolving an opposable thumb.
Your human scientists today see the iridium concentration in the ground as an evidence for an asteroid impact that killed the dinosaurs. That is not true. But how should you know that?
Modern militaries are trying to recreate copper fusion technology, but Lacerta says they're following blueprints they don't understand. The process requires a deeper knowledge, not just of physics, but of biology. Because the real power of copper fusion isn't just about manipulating matter. It's about manipulating human consciousness.
That's deep.
During the second interview with Old K, Lacerta demonstrated the tern's psychic abilities. First, telekinesis. Lacerta held out her hand. His hot coffee froze instantly. A pencil rose from the table. Old K was stunned.
This isn't magic. It's biology. We are able to use telepathy and telekinesis from our birth. The structure of our brain is a little bit different and more active than yours, especially when we are in sunlight. When we are on the surface and we meet human beings, we are able to touch their mind and induce them via telepathy the command, "See us as one of your kind." And the weak human mind will accept this order without refusing, and they will see us, despite our reptilian look, as normal humans.
Wait, lizard people could be anywhere, looking all human-y.
They could be.
What the most important thing in our lives is, before we have come to this world in general, not only on New Year's Eve, but basically every day to cultivate.
Oh, hell no.
Daddy Illuminati.
The tern are not the Illuminati.
Okay. Ugh.
Different reptilians are. Lacerta's people avoid humans, but another reptilian race controls Earth. If you know David Icke's work, her story confirms a lot of it. Icke said that a race of shape-shifting reptilians from the Draco star system has infiltrated the world's power structures.
Say that the people that actually live on the island are part of this. There are people, there's a network on the island that are...
Big time. The Isle of Wight is a beautiful place, and if you pick up the higher levels, the vibrational levels of it, it's a very pleasant place to be. But my goodness me, there is a network of Freemasons, Satanists, and pedophiles that run this island.
And this is
they run its
police, the government,
yeah.
everything.
They're disguised as leaders in finance, media, and politics. They manipulate global events, steering us toward a one-world government.
This is common knowledge.
Icke says they operate from the moon, an artificial base built by ancient aliens.
Hollow moon link down in your bento box.
The moon broadcasts frequencies that create negative emotions. The reptilians feed on this.
Humans or lizard people lunch episode. Link down in your, I got nothing.
Yeah, I've covered bits and pieces of Icke's work here and there, but he needs his own episode. He has a lot of interesting theories.
Bex.
Now, if you want to see that, let me know. All right, where we at?
The lizard lady was throwing pencils around and manipulating you weak-minded humans.
Right. Old?
And I just gotta say something on that point real quick, y'all. As far as Lacerta calling us weak-minded humans, she is right, man, because I don't know the percentage, but y'all know what I'm talking about. We not using nowhere near. I'm talking about nowhere near. I think they said we only use like 10% or know how to use only 10% of our brain being team. Like, imagine if we could use at least 90%, what we'll be able to freaking do. But she can, because she got pencils floating in the air, freezing cups just by putting her hand close to it. The whole thing with the mind control and making us she really a lizard, but she making our mind see her as a freaking human. You know what I'm saying? Like, if humans knew how to do all that ish, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I think that would be a bad thing. I think That'll just be a way that humans will end up going extinct even faster. For real, because if everybody knew how to make objects just float in the air and do all this crazy ish, there'll be a lot of people out here doing that stuff for bad. You know what I'm saying? They'll be using those powers for evil, man. Way more. Can you imagine an evil motherfucker who can be able to goddamn lift cars up and just start throwing them in ish? Like, come on, my big team. It'd be cool. But everybody on Earth wouldn't be right to have those type of superpowers. Let's leave it to Marvel, at least for our lifetime. Let's go.
Kay sees Lacerta's true form only because she allows it. She normally appears as an attractive brunette.
What? Nobody wants to appear as a chunky ginger.
Be nice. Lacerta says that humans have these same abilities, but the Illogym suppress them, and some governments are aware of this. The Pentagon's ESP research wasn't just about human psychics. They studied sites where magnetic field fluctuations altered children's brainwaves. The classified report concluded the Illogym left something in human DNA, and whatever it is, it's waking up. Earth's magnetic North Pole is moving faster than ever recorded, about 35 miles per year. The world magnetic model can't keep up, and scientists don't fully understand why. Lacerta says these disturbances are part of the Illogym's plan. They built triggers into human DNA, programming that activates under specific conditions. The shifting magnetic field affects human consciousness.
The Illogym didn't just want workers, they wanted weapons. Living weapons that would evolve exactly as planned. Your rapid technological advancement wasn't an accident. It was programmed into your DNA.
3 alien species are coming for Earth. One needs human genetics, another wants hydrogen from our oceans, and the third wants copper for weapons. The Illogym engineered us to defeat them all.
Your creators didn't just give you intelligence, they gave you aggression, territorial instincts, pack mentality. They built you to fight. The 7th version wasn't their final creation. It was their first successful prototype.
So the Illogym aren't coming to destroy humanity. They're coming to complete what they started. The question isn't whether we'll survive, it's whether we'll still be human when they're done.
Oh.
When the Lacerta files landed on the web in the early 2000s, it got people's attention. Dinosaurs killed by alien wars, humans engineered by ancient astronauts, underground reptilian cities, magnetic fields controlling human consciousness. It's an incredible story and has a lot of supporters. But is it true?
Is it true?
Let's separate fact from speculation. Derinkuyu exists. It's an underground city in Turkey, extending roughly 280 feet below the surface. Its ventilation system still fascinates engineers. Some say the stonework shows signs of advanced technology, but most experts believe that people were just really talented. The Malta Hypogeum is famous for its acoustic properties. Chambers are tuned to 110 hertz, and nobody knows why. The site's stonework is also very precise. While no mainstream evidence suggests it's beyond Neolithic capabilities, the skill involved is still impressive. Geological surveys confirm vast cave networks winding deep beneath the Earth's surface, and this brings out the hollow Earth theories. Now, until we can see with our own eyes, all we can do is guess. Deep-sea monitoring stations record unexplained sounds like the bloop. Experts say they're ice quakes or marine life. Maybe, but parts of the ocean are too deep to reach for now.
And that's another thing too, y'all, because AJ talked a lot about underground like cities and stuff, and y'all heard me say it before, and I gotta say it again. Not only do I think that they are underground, I really think that they are in the water. Seriously, man, I like to reference it. I like to reference it to Aquaman. You know what I'm saying? How Aquaman literally lived in the water, and it was a whole city. What's the name of the city? I can't even think of the name of the damn city right now. But if you know what I'm talking about, man. And I seriously think, y'all, that there is some type of species living underground that resembles humans not underground, underwater in the ocean, deep off in the ocean that resemble humans. Hell, they probably do look like mermaids. I don't know. Let's go.
The crater marked an asteroid impact that killed the dinosaurs, and most scientists agree. But there are some who say that the heat and pressure came from below. Now, scientists laugh at those people, But honestly, the asteroid killing the dinosaurs theory is pretty new. When I was a kid, people got laughed at for believing this. It wasn't until the early 1990s that the crater was found. So as always, the only thing separating a conspiracy from the truth is time. Our own evolution raises questions too. It took early humans hundreds of thousands of years to refine stone tools. Then suddenly agriculture, written language, advanced technology. Now, anthropologists say once we learned to write, technology could accelerate because now we had a way of passing information along. I'm open-minded about the ancient advanced civilization theory, but I'm not a full believer. Still, I'll watch and read anything that Graham Hancock puts out. Earth's magnetic pole moves between 25 and 35 miles per year, the fastest rate ever recorded. It's definitely happening. Now, I don't think aliens caused it, but if you want nightmares about pole shifts, watch our episode on the Adam and Eve story.
Adam and Eve nightmare fuel link down in your honey hole.
Now, read the transcripts. It's either scientific genius or nonsense, and I'm not smart enough to tell. It's full of terms like quantum technology for bubble walking in the omniverse and reptilian parathalamus matter interaction.
Who wrote this thing, Terrence Howard?
Please don't say that. He watches this channel. Now, the biggest problem with the Lacerta Files story is that old K's identity has never been confirmed. He's called K after Tommy Lee Jones's character from The Men in Black.
Here come the Men in Black, the Galaxy Defenders.
True or not, the Lacerta Files is a fun read. Now, so far, there's no documented proof of contact with non-human intelligence. Every year we get teased about disclosure, but I won't hold my breath. I think we've had contact, but I don't think they're going to tell us. And you've heard me say that I don't think UFOs are from another planet. If you look at the ancient structures underground, the patterns in our history, the anomalies in our DNA, the evidence doesn't point to something from another world. It points to something that never left.
Something to think about.
Thank you so much for hanging out today.
That's something to think about, being team. What AJ just left us with. Like, dude, the damn UFOs may not be from outer space. They might be from freaking here. Just some ish that we just don't know what's going on. But me personally, I still believe that the UFOs are coming from outer space. Long story short, story long. I feel, for me, it just make more sense to think like that. I don't know, being team. But this was a great episode from AJ. Shout out to Lacerta. You know what I'm saying? The Lacerta Files. And if we got to keep it all the way 100 now. I don't really believe in the Lacerta Files at all. But it's, you know, it's just always a good time to come over here and watch AJ and just, you know, let your mind get outside the box and just be open to believe in anything is possible. How many times I gotta say it, being team? Anything is possible. But at the same time, I do be stuff in these stories that I do be believing in, man. Cause I'm telling you, y'all, I really do believe in some civilizations in that goddamn ocean. It's deep down up in there that us humans ain't never been able to go down and see. But I believe it's down there. I believe also that it's a great possibility that some lizard people may be living underground. You know what I'm saying? Deep, close to the earth core or whatever. I don't know, y'all. But one more thing that I want to say is, like I said, man, if humans, if we really knew how to use telekinesis and all that ish right there, man, that'll be a bad thing for real, y'all. Cause now we can't even keep the damn prisoners in prison no more. You know what I'm saying, man? If they able to manipulate objects and do craziness like that, like, I don't think the world will last too much longer with that one right there. But it's also crazy too, because I just, long story short, story long, real quick, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. Earlier today, I was listening to a podcast called Nightcap. If you know, you know, featuring Unc and Ocho. And Ocho and Unc, you know, they making their jokes and stuff, going back and forth about the game or something. But Ocho was like, come on, Unc, it's 2025, man. It's 2025. And Unc was like, I don't give a damn if it's 42-15. And then I thought about it. I'm like, imagine that. Imagine how advanced humans would be in the year 4215. Now, we'll be so long gone, I don't even think we'll be in the history books no more. That's just how forgotten we'll be. And I ain't even just talking about me and you. I'm talking about celebrities and everything. We'll all be, for the most part, freaking forgotten. I hope YouTube still have my damn videos up. I'm just saying. But it just made me think, y'all, like 4215, man. Will the world even make it that far? Me, I don't know. If I really had to say, y'all, I don't think that the world gonna make it that far. Either we gonna end up being the cause of extinction ourselves, humans gonna end up destroying the world ourselves, or it may be some aliens who finally come down and end this ish. I don't know, but if we do get that to that, let me say it again, the year 4215. By then, I think our brains will be able to make shit float and do all the telekinesis and turn hot water to cold water and change our image that you see in your brain. You know what I'm saying? By then, we'll be able to do all that stuff, but that go back to my original point. I don't freaking know if humans will be able to survive being that freaking advanced being team. Do you get what I'm saying, man? I digress. I'm gonna go and let y'all go. Y'all know how I get when we watch a video from the Wi-Fi, man. I can go on and on and on and go here, there, and freaking everywhere. But I'm gonna let y'all go. I appreciate y'all coming on back as always. And before you leave, just please, 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 please hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and do all that if you ain't did that yet. Come on back tomorrow for another That Chapter Wednesday. But until then, my friends, also, remember this. Love, peace, and happiness. Stay safe. Don't stop. Keep going. Yeah.